So I have to tell you guys that I am kind of sad right now. Can you guess why?
Still been no announcement of Final Fantasy IX remake.
Nope.
Oh,
Did
Uh,
Susie get stuck in the well?
Yeah, that's it. No, I finished my recent 100% playthrough of FF13, and I'm sad that it's over.
I'm
Like
happy
legit.
for you.
But be
I'm
happy that
legit.
it happened though.
I am happy that it happened.
so,
That
so
was
what?
like my fourth or fifth time 100%ing it, and like I want to do it again. I think I'm gonna do the No Crystarium challenge this year.
Gosh, no.
And
Yeah, try a
apparently,
self-imposed challenge.
yeah, I want to do that. And apparently, I think from what I read, you can beat 63 of the 64 Seath missions with no Crystarium, which
Jeez.
which excites me. I'm guessing the one you can't beat is Vercingetorix, the last one.
Yeah,
Uh,
that guy's red.
dude, I love that fight though. So fun. But yeah, I mean, he regens way too much health to be able to beat him, I'm sure. But yeah, I'm legit sad about that. Do you guys have that where you love a game so much that you just, when it ends, you just kind of like fight the urge to like just play through it again?
I have a few games like that.
Yeah.
Uh, I think one of mine, and this is probably gonna be unexpected. It's not a I have a Final Fantasy game like that, but it's Breath of Fire 3
Oh
is a
yeah.
game where I play it from start to finish, and then I get to the end, and I get really sad, and I'm like, I kind of want to start it over again. And I kind of want to play it this way this time because there's a few different ways to play that game. So
Yeah.
I definitely have that with like the Tales series because there's some certain ones, you can only get certain characters doing it certain ways, or like Star Ocean, the second story, where you make decisions, you only get certain characters, and you're like, oh man. But
favorite one,
yeah,
Star Ocean Second Story.
so good.
Yeah, and there's still a lot of like, even though I've like technically 100%ed 13, there's still like different ways to play it that I've never done. Like, I mean, certain like party makeups that I've never done, because in 13, like who you put in your party like really does matter. And like even like basic mobs can be pretty tense sometimes. But I mean, usually when I play through it, it's like a Lightning Fang Hope or Saz Vanille Snow or Lightning Fang Vanille. But I've never done something like I don't know, like Hope, Snow, and Vanille or something like that, you know?
Yeah,
So I think I want to kind of do some just different types of playthroughs like that.
sure.
That'll scratch my itch. Speaking of itch, Final Fantasy 9. I
Yeah.
don't know what that has to do with itch, but we'll just run with it.
I mean, oglops are itchy, dude.
Mhm.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, totally.
So last time, uh, we were able to cover what it meant to each of us, but there's a lot we didn't get to. Final Fantasy 9 has so much to it, a lot of great stuff. So, um, how about you guys pick the topics for FF9 tonight?
Actually,
Who wants to go first?
well, I had a thought that came in my head, just like almost instantly when thinking about it, and I think honestly, if I'm thinking of like what my favorite disc to play is essentially, like what my favorite quarter of the game is. And I think that first disc with the black waltzes chasing you and like having the like all the story kind of coming up like that. Like I think that was like mwah, chef's kiss. This is perfect. This could be the whole game and I'd be pretty happy. Sort of a thing.
I agree with you, actually. I think FF9's Disc 1 might be my favorite parts of the game until, like, right before the end.
Yeah.
I definitely like Disc 1 way better than Disc 2. I definitely feel that way. But, yeah, my favorite part really is, like, the Burmecia stuff
Mm-hmm.
and, like, Freya's, uh Freya's people, just kinda like her story, uh, Gazamaluk's grotto. I love that dungeon a lot. So yeah, like Disc 1 is amazing.
Any opinion, Tim?
Disc one is by far my favorite disc. And one thing I was gonna, bring up is like your three top moments in nine. And so, you just said Burmecia is one of yours. That's one of mine. One of the moments that I recently, because I'm playing through nine right now again, is Black Waltz number three when he attacks you on the airship.
Yeah.
And it's just such a great scene with Vivi, and just like you see the black mages all fall, and it's just really sad. It was a very, you know, a good part of the game, and it really hit hard. Of course, Odin blowing up uh, the what's it called?
Clarion
Clear.
Trump?
Yeah, there you go. That was a great part of the game. And then towards the end, when Zidane figures out who he is and what his purpose was, and he goes through all the changes in his personality for a little bit, for a second. Those are my favorite parts of the game overall. I love those parts of the game.
It's kind of a hard pick to go among like the four discs because like there are bits and pieces of each disc that I like and dislike. So I don't know.
Can I
Oh,
sorry, can
sorry.
I guess your favorite part?
Guess.
When Dagger cuts her hair?
No. The sad thing is like I think my favorite part of I think my favorite part of the game is like right after that,
Mm.
which I'm like I would say like disc 3 is probably my favorite because that's like when the game opens up and you also like there's like so much that you learn, like all the twists and turns from that. So I would say disc 3 is my favorite, but there are parts like I don't particularly like how Dagger is like mute for the first half of the disc, and she can't really do anything in combat. And of course, like the haircut. I hate symbolic haircuts. It's like one of my least favorite tropes. Um,
As long as I've
well,
known you, you've hated that scene.
I hate it so much because I'm like, I don't know, like it's like now I don't know. It just feels really weird because like she has like the same like almost like the same hair length as like Aiko too. So it's I mean I'm sure that was like, but I don't know. It's like it just looked dumb and like I hate anything involving like I'm gonna cut off my hair to do this. I don't know, like just out of I don't know, it just feels silly to me. Um,
Cut off her horn and her hair. I wonder what's next.
and then there's just like I don't know, like I think like there's a lot going on at the beginning of disc 3, and it's like there's a lot of missable stuff like all at once, and that part kind of sucks. But um, I don't know. Other than that, like it's still probably my favorite disc.
What specifically is your favorite part of Disc 3?
Oh, I mean, of course, like the not alone moment. Um, and I guess just I actually like to go to I guess like Oeilvert, like Oeilvert, like where you get introduced to those like weird masks and I don't know, like I think anytime like a game throws in masks like or like weird heads and stuff, like I'm like very much into that. And also I'm finding out that like the world that they're in is like merged in from like an um like an older, more ancient yet technologically advanced world. Like I'm into that type of stuff in my games. So like having that part in it too is just peak.
Yeah. I'm still surprised that all those faces in, I won't try to pronounce it, that place have nothing to do with Necron at all. Or Necron has nothing to do with that. Because Necron has a face like that, you know? But apparently Necron's not connected, right?
I don't believe so.
At least no like documented evidence of Necron being connected
I don't know. I think you gotta
in
check the
that way.
play online to make sure
Yeah, yeah.
Log
I,
in.
while the lore is.
I'm guessing all that's shut down now.
Oh
Like you
yeah.
can't use the FF9 guide online anymore.
No, but I bet
Wait, if
someone has it archived.
Yeah.
what what if they do a remake and like
Gosh, they bring it back.
but like what if they do like what if they like what if it isn't related to Necron, but like in the remake they make it related. So they're gonna be like a ret a Necron retcon.
Oh jeez.
A
Yeah.
Necron.
I'm actually curious to if people would be mad at that or not.
I don't think any, but I think most people wouldn't even know. It would just, you know what I mean? Like, I don't
I'm
think that a
talking
lot.
about just like FF9 diehards. Because that's kind of something that's been overall, from what I've heard, like complained about Necron, is that you don't really know where he came from, and he's came out of nowhere. And I think I parroted that sentiment back then, but I kind of love it now. I love trying to figure it out.
Yeah, 'cause he's just kind of there existing, and he's just the big bad, and you're like, okay,
Mhm.
cool. Like you haven't been mentioned till this last moment, and now I have to kill you. Yay!
I know
It's
that
so like classic FF though,
Yeah.
you know.
I
They
know that
kind
some
of did.
people say that it's supposed to be like Soul Cage, which I mean that makes kind of sense,
Hmm.
but like I wish we knew more about Soul Cage then.
Hmm. I forgot the evidence for that theory, but I remember thinking it was pretty solid. Do you remember, Ross?
Oh, not the specifics.
I think it's just something he said that Soul Cage said was pretty similar to what Necron says,
I
or
could I could look
I
that up.
always forget. Yeah, yeah. What were you gonna say, Tim?
I was gonna say, you talked about, hey, he shows up and we got to fight and kill you. It kind of reminds me of like Ultimisia in FFA. You get towards the end of the game and they start talking about her. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
You don't really
Start
find
of
out.
mystery. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't find out who the big bad is and ain't until towards the end of the game. You know.
Hmm. And I really love that in that game. Actually, I really love that there's like this suspense of who's pulling the strings, but you don't get to see them directly until
Mhm.
like the very end of the game. I love
Yeah.
that.
I remember not really liking it that much. Like I didn't hate it, but I didn't really like it that much. And then I played through 8 again because I played through 8 a million times when it came out. And I remember like growing to love it more the more I played it. I was like, "Oh, yeah, I
Mhm.
love this. This is great."
Yeah. 8 breaks a lot of rules for me, but for some reason, man, it totally connects with me.
Mhm.
I mean, I could tell you on paper the things that I should hate about it, but I just don't. I just love that game.
I don't really have a lot of complaints about 8. I loved 8 playing through it. I I know we're kind of like deviating, but the only real complaint that I have about 8, I think, is the draw system and junction system. I think that it's if they ever did a remake, I think some quality of life on that would be great.
I think if the only way to get magic was through drawing, I would probably feel the same. But I really like it. It's pretty weird, pretty unique. But there are some improvements, probably.
As a magic freak, it makes me sad.
I totally understand the feeling of like someone like you who loves using magic so much. It's just like uh this feeling of you're having to like lower stats of spells you have equipped, and to use them. I totally get that.
Mm.
I guess the next time I play it, I'll rationalize it by um saying that my characters are getting exhausted, so that way, like, whenever have to refresh, like, it's like, I guess, resting instead of feeling the risks of using my stats. I don't know. That's
There's a way to break that though.
what do
Um,
you?
you don't have to worry about junction if you. This is how I play 8. I only use Quistis at the beginning of the game. I don't level any characters ever. I only fight bosses. Whenever I get all the summons I need, I equip them on Quistis, and I have her go out and I have her level the summons so that I can get the permanent stat boost uh, GF abilities. When I have all of them, and you can equip 4, I then take Squall and I equip all of them on him, and then I level him solo. And then by the end of it, you've got max stats for all your characters except for Quistis. And I think you can only really do it with Quistis because she's the only character that it lines up that she's with you in these certain parts of the game. So to like maximize, you have to like she has to suck for everyone else to be amazing. So, but that's how I play the game every time.
You can you can get, if you beat Diablos as soon as possible, you can get ENC none. Because if you use the card ability on enemies, you don't get experience, or you get like one experience or something. Or if you like petrify them, but you still get ability points. So if you want to like, be the most like crazy about stats and stuff, you can do that. And as soon as you learn ENC none, if you fight the fish on the beach, they give you quite a bit of AP
Mhm.
at the beginning. So if you learn ENC none, you can just equip that and then wait until you get all the GFs um, and then level multiple people at a time if you want.
You have to do the next time.
What were you talking about? It's
Uh,
supposed to be
so
about FF9, right?
yeah, I found the quote, by the way. It's so Soul Cage says, "I have seen the end of my 1,000-year life, and it is not now. You cannot defeat me."
Okay.
So like, basically, like it's, and also I guess like I think they were saying like the shape of Soul Cage is very similar to the shape of Necron, and it's in like the same like geographic location as well. I think there's
Yeah.
like a lot of things that kind of point to it as a possibility.
Hmm.
Yeah, I remember one time I was playing through and I had this feeling in Memoria that Necron was Garland. I remember thinking that because Garland, like, talks to you as you go through it, and it doesn't show him. But for some reason, like the way Garland was talking to you, just reminded me of how Necron talks. So it's like when you defeat Kuja and he uh, destroys the crystal, it just like I was just did this like release Garland somehow. It was kind of a crazy theory. I don't remember everything I was thinking, but I just remember feeling that. It's
That
probably
reminds
not like
me
a legitimate theory.
that reminds me of, like, one of my favorite like things that they were going to do with the game, but they didn't. And I wonder how they would have tied that in where Hades was going to be the final boss.
Hmm.
Hmm. Yeah, there's some really cool concept art actually of the same like arena that you fight Necron in, but it's Hades.
Which I guess makes sense because it kind of ties into with like, I mean, Hades is like pretty god of the underworld. Uh,
Yeah.
Same thing with like death. So
And like the characters, like their will to live, they beat Hades and then survive. Yeah, actually I think Hades and Necron are like my two favorite designs in that game. Sorry, Roscoe, I'm not like the biggest fan of the monster design in FF9. I think mainly because I just think of the Iron Giant, and I don't like it, man. I just don't. Like I'm
but
pretty like picky about my Iron Giant design.
fair. I mean, but I love the Gimme Cat. The goblins
Mhm.
are okay. I don't really care about the orc. Um, Best behemoth design, best Tomberry. Um, I would say best bomb too.
Yeah.
Like Nine's bomb design like knocks it out of the park, but that's how I
Yeah,
feel
you
about
think it's as
behemoth
good as
in
13?
12. Do what?
You think it's as good as 13's bomb?
I do like 13's bombs in like a quirky way though.
Oh my gosh, dude, 13's bombs are
Terrifying.
horrible. I
It
hate
ha-
the way they look.
they have the best flans at least.
Yeah, 13 Flan are awesome. I mean, they did well. And Ochu. I love 13's Ochu a lot. Brandon, you're
What?
about to disagree.
Uh,
13's Ochu? Oh, come on.
I mean, I also like tens, but I also liked Crystal Chronicles. They had
Okay.
no, they had a Marlboro, I think is what I'm thinking.
Well, didn't Crystal Chronicles monster designer, wasn't that the same as FF9's monster
I
designer?
think so, yeah.
I think there were a lot of like reused assets because I remember like I think in was it Moshet's Manor, like one of the monsters was pretty much the same.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've like gone through Crystal Chronicles, but um yeah, it's been like 19, oh my gosh, 19 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do like 13's design, but it I hate that monster so much that I can't give it to it. I like the old school design
Which,
better. 13's
oh, the
Ochu.
Ochu?
Yeah,
Oh, man.
it's so good, but like I hate him so much.
I'm
Yeah.
just I'm just thinking of 13's goblins.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Those like little punchy donut losers.
Yeah. I love the little baby Ochu though. Like they're
Oh yeah.
so cool. There's like just chirping around.
I love the little gremlins and stuff because like sometimes they just kind of like flap their little wings or their little arms around or just run around. I know you don't like them as
Yeah.
much, but
I feel like I do now. I think I've warmed up to them quite a bit. I mean, I think sometimes with monster design, I'm just in my head. I'm just like I just like the menacing look, you know. But those little gremlin in 13 are you feel bad killing them. They're just really cute, you know. What are we talking about? FF9 or
We were talking about Necron and if he's
I
uh,
didn't I didn't want to kill him. He was too cute.
Necron?
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
Tim a while ago asked like our favorite moments, I think, of nine. Right? So I was thinking, and I think one of the most iconic things that I remember, I think we talked about a little bit last time, was when the party gets split and you got to go to face all the different guardians, the different temples.
Hmm.
I think that's something that's just like, I'm trying to think of other games that have done it in like six, kinda. Like you have to split your own party ish, and they have different things. But I don't know, it just didn't feel as impactful. You just kind of like do the thing, plow through all the enemies, and then at nine, it's just like, oh, I got to fight this boss. How do I fight this boss with two characters that suck?
I do love the split parties thing, and I wish that that would kind of come back as a mainstay, especially in Final Dungeons, like
Mhm.
what 6 and 8 did. But I think we did state this last time, like when the party splits to fight the Guardians, I hope that they add all the fights in the
Mhm.
Same.
remake that exists. That would be really cool.
7 tried to do the split party thing at the end, but they didn't do a good job with it.
It's like no balance. Then you're just like, well, my OP party killed the boss before it could do anything to the other side. Well,
Well, you can send them all the same way too. Like you can
yeah.
be like, let's all go down, you know?
I think the only purpose of that is just to have them collect items for before the final boss.
Yeah.
But yeah, when there's no bosses to fight and stuff, it just felt kind of. Not gonna hate on 7, Tim.
I will say 7's final dungeon is not my favorite.
It's the worst thing about the game by far. I think we can agree on that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to like talk too much, but I saw an article and it said like the final dungeons of Final Fantasy ranked. I'm like, okay, I have to see this. And 7's final dungeon was like number 3. Like this
How?
is ridiculous. It was just like a Kotaku or something like that.
Oh,
It's like, dude, like I know that things are subjective, but no, this is wrong.
Yeah. I think.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Sevens is kind of garbage.
Yeah.
I think out of like the PlayStation trilogy, 9's final dungeon is my favorite.
I think
It's
8's
great, but it's not Ultimatia's Castle, man. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
I really loved it. Threw me for a loop because I got there and I, first time and it's like, oh, you can't do anything. And then you got to figure it out. And so I thought that was a really cool aspect. I also like the fact you could get Ragnarok if you did the right things at the right time and fly around the world in the future. But you couldn't go anywhere, you couldn't go in any towns or anything. But I thought that was really cool. I really, really like the final dungeon in 8. I think that's probably from the PlayStation. That's probably my favorite one.
It's my second favorite final dungeon in the series. But to Ross's credit, Memoria is a great final dungeon. Really,
Yeah.
really good. I wonder if it'll be as linear in the remake. I know we're talking as if the remake's real, but because Memoria, it's pretty straightforward. You just follow a path. It's very like FF13 style. But I guess it kind of has to be that way because you're kind of being told a story. You're just kind of like moving room to room and you're being kind of told like the history of the world and stuff. But the vibes of Memoria are really neat. Love the theme song too.
Something that made me think of, well, 14 spoilers, but I can't really say too much about it. But like, there's like a big parallel in 14 with Memoria. But yeah,
Is it main story or is it
main
like side?
story. Yep.
Oh, yeah, Brandon hasn't.
Hmm?
Gotcha. When are you gonna catch up on 14?
Dude, I don't know. I'm so busy
Brandon?
right now.
When are you guys gonna quit 14 and come to 11?
Yeah.
Wait. I got an idea. Since we're getting an extra day before the marathon,
Oh
we can
no.
have Brandon play through Dawn Trail and we'll sit there next to him and watch.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, the thing that I was talking about was before Dawn Trail.
Hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, he's played
Yeah,
everything
I've played
except
everything
for
except
Dawn
Dawn
Trail.
Trail,
So.
so.
Well, I mean, like, so for anybody who's like listening in, 14 spoilers, Shadowbringers. So like Amarot. I mean, where you're watching like where you're seeing like the final days and stuff. It's like it reminds me a lot of Memoria, like in the like especially like the destruction parts and also I mean the fact that you fight Hades at the end of Shadowbringers, like there's like a lot of parallels between Shadowbringers and 9. Like, I mean, you have people pretending to be artists to capture a princess. Scripted fights with a lightning aspected person. I think of some other stuff because
A villain character who's extremely
oh yeah,
obese and
that too. Who winds up not actually being like the ultimate villain of that. Just I don't know, there's like some other things in here and there, but like I see a lot of I think that's why I like Shadowbringers a lot because it reminded me of 9.
That's a great
I never
expansion.
thought about that. I didn't think about that stuff. I didn't enjoy Shadowbringers as much as most because I was kind of powering through the story and content at that time because I was catching up. By the time I got to that point, I was kind of burnt out and I was kind of catching on to like the I guess the story and dialogue animations that are like pretty formula, and it was just annoying me, and I wish it didn't, and I wish it doesn't. I'm trying to take a huge break from 14 right now so that I can come back fresh.
Mhm.
But
Totally
Emmett
fair.
Selk was great. Emmett Selk is awesome. Definitely lives up to the hype in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
Although he was kind of a Arden clone a little bit. He kind of there's kind of a retreading of Arden's personality and his backstory kind of being a little sympathetic.
I never thought about it, but yeah, I can see that now.
I think their personalities are pretty similar to where they just kind of feel very um, what's the word? Similar.
Mhm. Yeah.
Where were we at with Nerd?
Well, we're talking about favorite moments. Um, I had another question or topic if you guys wanted to go ahead and dive into that.
Do it.
Who's your final party?
First time or after I learned the characters I picked sucked?
Hey, why not both?
I
I
think
think
the
it's your favorite, like who you pick at the end of the game, your final party.
well, so the first time I remember being young and dumb and being like, "Oh man, Freya's sick. And then Amaranth's so cool. What a cool dude."
You just triggered two people in one sentence.
I
Thank you,
know.
Brandon.
I'm not gonna lie, like I love those characters still, and I still would want to throw them in my party. But I'm just like, well, if I want to like, beat the game easier, of course you're gonna go do the standard, like Zidane, Vivi, Steiner, and whatever summoner you want. Probably Dagger because she's OP. But I think when I played, I'd had Zidane, Amaranth, Freya, and Aiko, and I was just like, yeah, these guys are edgy and cool and not the main people. I'm so cool. But then, eventually I was just like, oh, wait, hold on. These characters are busted. So, yeah, but ideally I would actually love to always have Freya in the party and Amaranth because I just think they're more interesting characters. And probably Vivi. Forget heals. You don't need heals. You got potions.
Mhm.
And items like the gemstones.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Because gemstones are like based on like a multiplier of like I can't remember how, but like topazes, like especially like an attack item challenge. If you use topazes, like it heals for like thousands of HP.
Oh yeah.
That's cool.
But yeah, like so yeah. I mean, my favorite characters are Freya, Amaranth, Vivi, probably Zidane, so or Zidane, or however you say his stupid name.
Yeah.
I was about to say there's going to be multiple pronunciations of. I call him Zidane.
Yeah. You probably also call him Titus, don't you?
Yes, I do because that's his name.
No, it's not. Just
Did he?
kidding.
We need to have a Titus versus Titus episode where it's just 90 minutes of back and forth.
And you just love Wacka Wacka, don't you?
And I'm like,
Yes.
actually, it's titties.
Yep. 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 I like Rika a lot.
Oh
She's a
my
good character.
gosh. I love Seltzer.
That was Stelzer.
Seltzer.
Okay, so when we were kids, Joe would always name Setzer Sexer
Oh man.
because that's the cool thing to do when
Oh yeah,
you're
yeah.
like 12. Yeah, he was 12 when FF6 came out. He and Rick, yeah, they would always name him Sexer.
Yeah, yeah.
Just spoofing.
Checks out for a 12-year-old, yeah.
Yep, exactly.
What about you, Roz? I know
Um,
you have a lot of opinions about FF9, and I don't think you care what party you use because you know all the fun item stuff.
So I mean, like our very first party, I mean, it was, I mean, like you're playing Jane, Zidane, Dagger, Vivi, and I think I had Steiner. I can't remember if I had Steiner or if I had Amaranth, but pretty sure I had Steiner because it was like the basic party. But if I had to just pick one, I mean, of course the Dawn. Um, I mean, Vivi would be my dream team because Black Mage and also double black. And then for summoner or for my healer slash summoner person, I would pick Echo because of um double white magic, and also I like a lot of the little um I like a lot of the little situational things that she has where if you equip a certain gemstone, it does certain effects. Like if you have, I think if you have an emerald on and you summon Carbuncle, it does Hastega instead of um Reflect All. There's like little things like that. Like
didn't know that. That's amazing.
yeah, there's like
Yeah. Neither.
Emerald Light, I think Diamond Light, and I think Diamond Lights protect all or shell all. I can't remember which one, but she also has the auto Phoenix thing where if you have a however many Phoenix pinions you have, it's like X out of 256. Um, so like you could have like a 30 up to like a 30 something percent chance of being rezzed, which I totally used in that Ozma party. Level 1 Ozma stuff. And then last, I mean, I won't use Steiner because I don't like that a lot of his abilities are too dependent on like you have to have two people and it uses up both of the returns, I believe, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I haven't, yeah, I haven't really used Steiner all that much, but I'd like to try playing around with him again with like because he has like some stackable stat decreases you can do to the enemy, but I don't know. I'm probably gonna pick Amaranth or Quina more than likely because Amaranth has like the HP of Steiner, but like rough more or less to say like I think he has higher strength, but like he has like very decent attack, and his trance ability lets you use support magic on your entire party so you can heal HP and MP for everyone when you use chakra or auto life on all, which is awesome. Um, I know it's like a situational thing, but also he has like all these like reflect abilities, like just neat. And then of course Quinn. I mean, you can't go wrong with them. Um, like I don't know. I don't think you can really go wrong with any party member in 9.
Yeah. I think like I love blue magic. It's my favorite magic, but I love that like Quina had like really interesting spells, but correct me if I'm wrong, but it just kind of felt like there wasn't like a really awesome like move you can use at the end without some type of grind, like frog drop. Is it frog drop?
Yeah, frog drop is level times amount of frogs caught.
Yeah. Is there like another like uh really awesome attack that Gwenna can learn that's not gimmicky, like Limit Glove?
I think there's some elemental ones, but other than that, I mean,
Like
oh,
Twister. What's Twister? Is it just a straight up wind attack or is it
I'd have to look at the mechanics again, but because I don't,
Quinn learns Twister? I know that
yeah.
they learn something from those enemies that use Twister.
Oh, I think Knight is really good because it's like a 100% hit. I think it's like a 100% accuracy like sleep spell for like every target, I believe, and like you have to use it. I
100%.
think
That's cool.
at least it is on like the like in it's I think you can use it against like the friendly yawn, which is like the super boss, the true super boss of the game that I haven't actually fought yet.
Yeah, I never have either.
What? Something in Final Fantasy that Gabe hasn't done?
Dude, before we even started this call, we were talking about FF11. There's a lot
That's
of
fair.
11 stuff I haven't done. There's plenty of 14 content I haven't done. I mean, I'm not a Savage or Ultimate guy. I'm way behind on 14 stuff right now. Um, but no, I mean, there's plenty of FF9 stuff I don't know because I kind of use the same parties end game, which I guess is it my turn or Ross? Do you
Yeah.
have something else?
I mean, I think I'm good.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, when I first played through the game, I did like the standard party: Zidane, Dagger, Steiner, and Vivi. I remember being dissatisfied with them at the end, and that's probably why at first I felt like I didn't like the game as much as I thought I would. Because I remember thinking, why does Dagger only have Cura? Like this is
Mm-hmm.
kind of stupid. Her healing sucks. With Vivi, I didn't have like Flare and stuff. I just had like Fioraga. I was using that on the end game bosses. So it was more a skill issue than anything. But now my end game party has kind of been the same every time because it's one a combination of characters I like to use the most, but also with the characters I just like best. Like I always like to have Freya in there because she's my favorite character in the game. I love dragoons typically, and I remember first time playing through it, and you can find Kane's lance in the wall at the beginning of Memoria. That was so cool to me because at that point I wasn't really used to like seeing like uh, a lot of Easter eggs. I mean, I feel like you get a lot of that now. You'll get like a Kane's lance in a game or something, but I just remember thinking, whoa, like I just got Kane's lance in Final Fantasy 9, you know. But I don't know. I've always liked Dragoon, so I like Freya, and I always had Zidane, of course, and Steiner. I feel like Steiner was just a reliable powerhouse, and I really liked the artwork of his swords a lot. And the fourth character was always, and this will never change. I always have Aiko. Aiko's my main mage in FF9 because her white magic is far superior, I think, to Dagger. Um, I don't really care about summoning so much in FF9, really, except for having like Phoenix, and I thought Medine was really cool in FF9. Probably my favorite Eidolon there. So there wasn't really a reason to keep Dagger over Aiko. So I feel like Aiko is always in my party no matter what. There's a kid crying in my house. I love you.
That made me think of something. I was thinking about all the games I've played through Final Fantasy and just how underwhelming summoning is. 'Cause it seems like it'd be this super cool, awesome thing, but most games, the summoning's just kind of like just a long cutscene that does about as much damage as I can do with my character, anyways. Sort of a thing, or there's some combination of things you can do that just make it kind of irrelevant. And it's like the only good ones are like status effect ones, or Carbuncle's always pretty good. Phoenix, it's just like that's cool. But I was sitting there like, there's no. I mean, 13. I'd use it. You have to use it to kill the giant adamantoids and turtles and all that. But other than that, I'm all like, what's the point of a summoner?
Yeah, summoning magic. I think it's game by game because like FF10 summoning is amazing. Like it's super powerful. FF11 summoning is amazing. I feel like I don't use a lot of summons in FF9. I don't use a lot of summons in FF8 either, because you can break the game by having low HP and using your limit break on repeat.
Mm-hmm.
FF7, I use summons all the time.
Really?
The
Well, yeah,
summons in
yeah.
that I feel like are really, really good, and you get them in a way where, oh, I just got Titan, in Gagaga. Okay, I start using Titan, and Titan is stronger than the last summon, even though it's 1 star, and the last summon I have is a 2 star now, of the materia. I feel like 7 did an incredible job of like the summon power level was really high, but there was a cost associated with it because the MP it took for those summons was a lot. So I think 7, in my opinion, is one of the best games where summoning magic, the reward is there and it's worth it.
I always summon a lot in 7 as well. The only downfall of that is I feel like once you get like toward the end, with all the summons you've accumulated and all of the like usage, you can just kind of like repeat spamming all the summons. And there's some points where you like your party's just like keeps using summons, where you can just kind of sit back and then the boss just dies. But it's still so satisfying because I don't know, the fact that they set limitations on how many time you can use it in battle.
Yeah,
There's something that's like, okay, I got to use it until I can't, you know.
yeah. Well,
So
I think
that's
they did that. Oh, sorry. Keep going.
no, I'm just saying that's most of a lot of the battle system that I do in FF7 is just summoning constantly.
I think that they kind of had to limit it too because of Knights of the Round. You know, like they. I mean, that's like that's my favorite summon. I think like super summon ever is Knights of the Round, and it's crazy. And I'm curious how they're going to do that in the remake part 3 or whatever. But yeah,
Probably gotta buy it as a DLC. Just kidding. It's gonna be part of a battle pass. You gotta earn each night through a battle pass.
Well, like we were talking about earlier, I don't remember if it was on this call or before it. I just really don't like a lot of the trend since FF10 where you like the summons like fight with you and you kind of control them and stuff. I just don't like that as well as seeing like a spell animation. Um, so I'm like when I think of Knights of the Round and remake part 3, I'm not even really that excited about it because I just don't care about summons like that where they like fight with you.
uh, I think with remake and rebirth, I think that they're okay because you're not really controlling them all the time. Like you call them, they fight on their own. You can use their abilities if you want, or you can just keep doing your own thing, and then you get your animation. So it's like kind of a mix. I kind of
Yeah,
like it.
it is kind of a hybrid.
Um, I would be fine if you couldn't use moves at all. You just summon them and they're just doing their thing. Or if they just came out and did their final move and that was it, I'd be happy with that too. Because I'm on the same boat. Like I did not enjoy the summon system in 12. 10 it's okay, but I don't I like the animations that you get, from the old Final Fantasy games, so
Yeah.
I prefer that.
Yeah. I think that, well, speaking of FF9, kind of going back to the summons, I think that I read actually recently where they were talking about how they wanted to make the spell animations in FF9 a bit quicker than 7 and 8, which is kind of funny in general because FF9 spell animations typically take longer, but the
I think
summons,
Arc. I think Arc actually might be the longest summon. Like just the full animation is like 2 minutes and it's like 2 minutes and 16 seconds or something.
yeah,
Wow.
I think what they're talking about is the fact that the first time you summon it, you see the whole thing, but then after that, you just kind of, most of the time, you just kind of see like the end of it, you know, just to get along with the battle. But I just thought that was kind of funny because Nine's spell animations in general are just feel a lot slower.
Oh, I was wrong. It was like almost 2 minutes, but that's
Dang.
still like
Still a long time.
long.
I
Yeah.
thought Eden was longer than that. I thought Eden was one of the longest ones.
It's the longest in 8. I don't know how long it is, but
Oh,
Eden is
well, I'll tell you on my party makeup is typically Freya, Steiner, Vivi, and Zidane. Um, I do every once in a while switch out Steiner with like one of the summoners or with Quina. I never use Amaranth. I don't think I ever really use Garnet. I stick to Ico. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much my party. Freya, Steiner, Vivi, and Zidane. And there's another Easter egg that I love in the armory in can't remember which town. But you click on a piece of armor and it says it talks about a big sword and I remember a guy with a big sword and I think it's referring to Cloud and Seven. So I love stuff like that. Oh, you're okay. But yeah, so that's my final party makeup.
So something I was kind of just thinking about is the weapon design in 9. I think for the most part, most weapons are actually pretty good looking in my opinion. Like there's some, of course, like any game's gonna have a dud or something, but like it was always fun equipping a new weapon and being like, what's this one gonna look like? I feel like the PlayStation games did that real well. You know, where you equip a new weapon, you're like, oh dang, this is sick. But I will say, with Zidane, like a lot of the last few weapons you get, like the double-sided blades, I'm just like, I'd rather just have two cool-looking daggers than that kind of double blade thing, because it just, I don't know, it seemed kind of lame. Like I'd rather have a cool Steiner sword or a new cane for Vivi.
It'd be cool if you could choose. Like if you had a double-sided weapon, you could choose to make it double-sided or just two daggers.
Yeah,
I think that'd be a cool addition to the remake where you get to choose. And it'd just be aesthetic, it
yeah, yeah.
wouldn't have anything to do with oh it's stronger this way or not. That's actually something that I really don't like too much about 8 is the
Mm-hmm.
weapons system. I don't mind the necessarily upgrade, but there's not a lot of different a lot
No,
of different looking weapons. I think you get like 4 different per character, I think it is. But yeah.
fair.
yeah, even like Squall, who has like 8 different blades, two of like there's like sets of 2, and they kind of look similar. They're not like exactly the same, but pretty close.
Yeah.
Um,
it's funny that like
Lionheart's really pretty though.
I do
it's
like line.
it's funny that like two of my favorite RPGs on the PlayStation have like really awesome weapon design, like 9 being one of them, and then the other being Vagrant Story.
I would- I don't even remember that. I didn't get far, but well, no. I remember from watching you play that. Okay, I think I know what
Yeah,
you're talking about.
there's like a crap load of weapons, and like they have different they have like different like the whatever metal or material that you use in the like synthesis for it, like it has like a different look.
Hmm.
I probably need to replay that game. I haven't played it since it came out, and I just remember that I got my ass handed to me in that game a lot. So I probably need to go back and play that game.
I made it to a freet. I remember that, and then I think I quit after that.
I don't remember where I got to. It's been so long.
Yeah,
That game pissed
I
me
would.
off. It's a great game, but it pissed me off really bad.
Yeah, I would probably really like it though. I think I'm sure I'll really love tactics when playing it again, also because I'm a huge FF12 fan, and I tend to really like uh, that feel, that Evilise
Mhm.
feel. So I'll get to it eventually.
That's a game where the summoner's a great job. It's a good class in
Oh,
in
yeah.
tactics. Really good class.
Yeah, I'm excited about that because the first time I played it, the only time I played it, I think I pretty much just kept the same jobs the whole game. I think I made Ramza a monk, and he just stayed a monk the whole game. I think.
Oh,
So I mean, I just didn't really play the game. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So I'm excited for September. Well, pretty much October. I'm kind of upset about that because I love October for like harder stuff, and now I have to make it Final Fantasy Tactics month. I kind of don't like that.
Well, there's some fights in that game that are very hard, and so that can be kind of scary. You know. Are you gonna play the original version comes with it, kind of? Are you gonna play the War of the Lions edition before it comes out, so you'll know the difference between them?
I probably won't have time, just with the lineup I'm doing right now. Um, and that would be nice. I feel like I need to replay the original first because even if I played the War of the Lions version, I wouldn't remember what's different from the original
Yeah.
because I've only played through the game once, and that was 20 years ago. You know,
I have a actually just thought of a question about 9 for everyone. So what is something that you do in every single playthrough of 9? Like, just what is like a consistent like practice that you have?
Hmm.
Want me to start, or does anyone want
Like,
to go?
you can.
yeah, you can go on, Tim.
Chocobo Hot and Cold
Yeah.
is the.
Same.
I get it. I stay there, and whenever I can move on, when you've kind of tapped out, you've capped what you can do. I move on, and then I come back, and then I just it's probably my favorite mini game in all of Final Fantasy. Is Chocobo Hot and Cold. So
If I'm not thinking about 100%, which is a huge battle for me when I'm playing FF9, I feel like I'm I feel like I'm having to choose between two really important things, and I can only have one of those things, and I hate that feeling. But whenever I decide I'm not gonna worry about 100%, I always get Limit Glove with Quina as soon as possible, and then I go kill Grand Dragons and party to like level 30 before I go to the grotto. And then I just kind of destroy everything until disc 3. It's fun. I like early game stuff like that.
I've never done that. I probably should.
Ross taught me that.
I've done that, and then there's also if you fight some bombs, in if you had some bombs ahead of time, like you can get you can do mustard bomb instead. Which I honestly kind of prefer that, even though it's harder to proc sometimes. But it's like one attack on the Grand Dragon because they're not immune to heat. So then they'll attack, and then by them attacking, they die.
I
Interesting.
tried that method last time I played through, and I couldn't get it to work. Like it just would not land. So I just switched back to Limit Glove. I don't know what I was doing wrong or what the percentage chance is, but I just got impatient.
Yeah, I mean, it can be a little bit challenging to pull off, but the whole reason I do is so I don't, because it's like a one and done attack, and I don't have to worry about I don't have to worry about manipulating Quina's HP to 1, which I mean can be kind of RNG heavy, but
Hmm. Okay, that's something about FF9. Just real quick, I hate the HP you get when using a Phoenix down. That's
Oh my
BS.
gosh, yeah.
Anything from
oh,
1 to 10, like that is dumb. And that's something that FF10, when they were making FF10, they had to have been thinking about that. It's like, okay, FF9 is doing this, so in FF10, let's give you back a good little chunk of health when you revive.
There's a reason they gave you Phoenix Downs and Phoenix Pinions in 9, because you need all of them to keep your party up.
Well, yeah, it's just one of those BS things too, where even though you have 4 characters, you revive them, and then of course the boss or the enemy hits and kills them.
Yep, and then you
Mm.
end up tossing
You
items
know,
and using cure on characters you didn't need. And you're like, great, I'm so glad I
oh,
wasted like 3 rounds trying to revive Vivi for the 5th time.
that reminds me of whatever I was doing the level 1 challenge and like
Oh.
stupid green ass Post Malone looking Hilgagars, like just kicking my party's dick in the ground. Like the entire time, like it's like yeah, like green ass Post Malone, green giant guy. He jumps down and like shoves his party up his ass.
did you find the fairy flute up there?
I think I gave up on it. I was like, which I mean, I was like, yeah, screw it. I'll just get it later. Like I want to.
Yeah.
It paid off though.
I think that's another thing I don't think I've done. I don't think I've stolen the fairy flute from that boss. I always get impatient. Why is it so stupid? Like, do you know the actual stats behind it, Ross?
So like when you're stealing a 9, like it changes it's like a steal order. So like the last thing that you have in the steal order is like I think the rarest percentage, I believe.
But why
But
is
like
that so ridiculously rare versus everything else in the game?
it's like a 256 to 1, I think, if you get to that level though. Like if you don't get it like in the very first few tries, like it's gonna get pretty much not impossible, but you're gonna be fighting it for a very long time.
Mm. Yeah, I've just never done it. I mean, it's not really required for like a completionist playthrough because you can just buy them later. But in a way, I kind of wish that you couldn't buy them later, so that I would be forced to do it. Is there a benefit of stealing it early? Like, is there a boss that is where that would be especially useful against?
Um, I think it. I mean, it just has some nice. I think if I remember correctly, it just has like haste and stuff, which is like a nice little like you get a spell early.
Hmm. Does haste affect Doom?
I don't. I think. Wait, I think it does because it's related to the ATB gauge movement.
Okay.
Because it's like every frame uses up. I think it's like every frame or something that uses like this. Once it totals up to this number, the ATB gauge, it's like then it's your turn. But like that's also being considered in the like the Doom and the Gradual Petrify formula.
So it's not like Fairy Flute would be useful against Tantarian or something like that.
Um,
This two Tantarian.
I would do like I mean for Disc 2 Tantarian, I would do like fixed damage. Um, I can't remember. I think if you get your, can you have thievery at that point? Oh my gosh, it's been it's been a bit, but like definitely like when you're opening the pages to the Tantarian, I think it's like 150 something onward. Like that's when it opens up. So I didn't even know about early Tantarian until, um, honestly, I didn't know about that until like a 2020 playthrough. So
Oh,
like,
really?
yeah, like I always fought it. Well, second playthrough onward, like in Disc 3.
Mhm. I I forgot what the question you asked was, Ross.
So like, what's something that you do
Oh,
every single time you play the game? And I mean, I also do the same thing as Tim. Like, I always go through hot and cold, even on like marathon runs. Like, I don't skip on hot and cold.
Hot and cold, super fun. I gotta win the Tetramaster tournament. You know, I hate myself. Um, I actually don't mind Tetramaster personally. I know it's Garbo and a terrible card game compared to all the other ones that are offered, but I don't know, something about this, a little bit of the RNG, and it's kind of cool.
I still really like. I think that's probably my hot take. I like Tetramaster than I like uh Triple Triad, which I know is like very controversial, but even though I hate luck and I hate a lot of RNG stuff, I think I like the way that RNG is implemented in that just because like it allows you to be able to take on like anything, even with like a really crappy deck if you're lucky enough.
What you just said is like me saying the Chocobo racing in FF10 is better than Chocobo Hot and Cold.
Oof.
Just kidding. It's not that bad.
No.
But
Well,
no,
also like the
Triple
arrow.
Triad is is to me what Chocobo Hot and Cold is to you. Like I cannot skip it. I have to play Triple Triad
It's because the
every
cards are
time.
so broken in 8.
Well, and there's
It's
like
great.
strategy in like the way that you play the cards, like with like the P's and the X's and the A's for like the
Mhm.
little second slot, and also like the arrow selection that you have.
I just wish they
Yeah.
explained it a little bit better in the game. They're just kind of like, well, here you go, figure it out.
yeah, here's a deck. Get ready to lose all your cards.
To some child in the street, it just hustles you.
Hippo kid. The hippo kid is like, you're never gonna believe it. I won all these cards off this guy today. It's like, shut up, hippo kid.
I hate the Paul.
Then he beats you in a race, and
Yeah.
you're just crying in the corner. He just
Double whammy.
not
Double
only does he
whammy.
beat you in the mental challenge, but the physical challenges as well.
And he watches me suck at jumping rope. Hippo kid's always there. He's always
The
there.
true last boss, Hippo Kid.
Yeah, I was gonna say the true last.
Yeah, I hate Moodang before Moodang even existed.
You said something a second ago, Gabe, that reminded me of something that happened to me recently that made me very happy. So there's a song in FF7 Rebirth that is from FF13 2 but it's remixed in Rebirth, and it made me very happy when I heard it. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Uh, I've only played through 13-2 once and Rebirth once, so I'm not really sure.
They play Crazy Chocobo in the
Mhm.
last quest when you're chocobo racing.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. I put it in the chat because I was doing the race and it started playing it, and that's my favorite chocobo song. is Crazy Chocobo from 13-2. I don't know why. I just love that song.
That's
It's
funny.
so extra and over the top. That's what makes it great.
It is. And I didn't expect. I remember playing 13-2. I'm like, what the hell is this? I'm kind of into it. You know.
Yeah. I'm gonna play through 13.2 and Lightning Returns again later this year. First time I played through 13.2, I was kind of like on a weird like half in, half out on like video games at the time. I was kind of more into like other stuff. So I kind of played it just like not fully invested, but I remember it being pretty fun, but I think I would really, really love it playing it again.
Yeah. It's it's got it's a good game. I liked it. I platinumed it. So, it's a solid FF title.
Hmm. Yeah, I got a perfect 40 from
Mhm.
Famitsu magazine, which is cool.
It took a lot of stuff that I didn't like about 13 and somewhat corrected them.
Hmm.
So, it's a good game.
Yeah, I agree with that. Definitely that you can change party leader in battle, and if your party leader dies, you just go to the next party leader, which
Mhm.
I think those were good updates. And in FF13, it's really weird. The first time you paradigm shift in a battle, it shows like the animation, but it's kind of slow. So if you're doing a paradigm shift like during a stagger, it wastes like a few seconds of your stagger bar, and it's really annoying. And they totally got rid of that in 13.
I like the
So,
monster aspect in 13 too as well.
hmm.
The third party member. So, um,
Yeah.
all right. Sorry, I sighed. You and I
Well,
went all over the place. I was like Crazy Chocobo.
you did actually make me think a little bit because you're talking about the music, and I was thinking of like Nine's music. I think we talked a little bit about it last time, but like the mood that the music sets for like all the different areas you go to is so spot on for the game. Like I can't think of like any time I'm in a dungeon I'm like this music sucks.
It's
It's
good.
like I mean the music makes you feel like when you're in Freya's area and it's all sad, like that music's so pretty, and it just like makes you feel sad and like kind of going through all the feelings with the characters, which I think honestly like they did excellent. Even in comparing to like I think even 7 or 8, like I love those music too, love the game music in those games, but something about 9 soundtrack just always like resonates more while playing it.
Has some really good stuff. I think the soundtrack was a bit too long, personally. I think that there was some fat that could have been trimmed. But of the stuff that is great, it's some of the best in the series, I think.
I like
That's
the
my
open
favorite
world.
battle theme.
Oh,
I
That's- I'm sorry, this just reminded me of something really stupid. So like in disc 4, like the world map music always makes me think of like it's so stupid, but like it makes me think of like a clown that's like on trial and is like gonna be executed. I don't know why I think of
What?
that. I think it's like it just
It's like the saddest music ever. Dun, dun.
yeah, that part. I don't know why. Like I just think of that. Like that comes in my stupid brain. Like do 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 do.
guess what? Now it's gonna come to my brain whenever I get.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait until we talk about FF8 back event with the slideshow song.
Oh my gosh.
I love what that reminds Roscoe of. But we'll get there. So, yeah, I mean, what are your guys' favorite songs from FF9? And then we can probably end on that topic.
I think mine is just the world map theme. I listen to it all the time. Just it's just such a good song. It's chill. Uh, but yeah, that's probably mine.
Is it your favorite world map theme in the series?
I think so. I think it is my favorite world map. I like sevens as well, but I really like nines. Like I found like a video where it's like 8 hours of just the world map music from nine, and I just sit there and listen to it, and it's just such a good one, you know. But I
Mhm.
really like sevens as well, but I think nine is probably the best one in the series, in my opinion.
Sorry,
What is it?
Roscoe. I just remembered what you said about FF8's world map theme.
Oh
I hate
yeah.
that. I hate that you tell me this stuff.
It reminds me of like cows wandering a field. Just kind of like it's very it's
It's
just kind
just
of like peaceful, and it makes me think of also like the Windows XP like background too, because it's like a lot of blue and green.
I mean, I really do just picture a cow just standing there, just eating hay, looking at you. Dun, dun, dun.
That's a hard question though. Like the favorite song? Like I feel like Not Alone's an easy pick, but also I think Something to Protect, I think I like it a little bit more now. Even though it's like for one of my even though it's for my least favorite party member.
Mhm. Well, it's good, and I mean, not alone as well. I mean, that's your favorite. It's hard to disagree with that.
Or the Chocobo. I don't know, Ukulele to Chocobo is like my favorite Chocobo theme of the entire series. Especially just like the little late in the song. Although
Mhm.
there's like this random sound. It reminds me of another thing. So like I had braces when I was playing FF9, and there's like this little like clacky sound that makes me think of like whenever they remove like the little bracket pieces. It's like that same clicky sound, and I always associate that with that.
Nice.
Probably like some weird ass shit.
That's the charm, though. Ross, I just realized that I met you for the first time 20 years ago this month,
Oh wow.
Yeah,
July 2005. Now we're like old men, which is weird.
it's weird that like that person 20 years ago probably knew more about or remember or knows more about FF9.
Yeah. It's weird how you can like forget so much too, huh? But I'd say if I had to pick a favorite song from FF9, I mean, I really love the battle theme a lot. Like hearing that bass line again really meant a lot to me. I love Not Alone also, but I feel like I like typically like remixes better of it. Like I really love the OC remix You Were Not Confined. That's probably my favorite version of it. Um I love Freya's theme a lot. The Memoria theme is really good. World map theme's great too. It sounds very bubbly, like
Mhm.
you're underwater.
Mhm.
Um, oh, I remember when I first beat the game, like the Dark Messenger was like my favorite song. I felt like it was like my favorite song in the series at the time. Like it's the theme that plays when you fight Transkuja at the end.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I just remember like thinking, "Oh, this is so awesome." FF9 might have, in my opinion, the best version of the like the main theme of Final Fantasy. that plays right after Melodies of Life in the credits.
Oh yeah.
I think he might have the best version of that, in my opinion.
Hmm.
But yeah.
I was just
What
thinking.
about you, Brandon?
I was just thinking about it, and I actually I like the home menu screen music a lot. Like right when you first boot up the game, just hearing those flutes and everything, or recorders, whatever it is, just kind of playing. I think that's actually a really cool little theme.
Mhm.
Burmecia is another one. When you go in there, like I think I said earlier, just a really good I don't know, just mood setter. Really cool. World map is awesome. Ukulele Chocobo is awesome. Um, yeah, I mean, I honestly also don't mind the goofy theme of Steiner.
That song is a mood.
It is
Like
so much, yeah.
it's like waking up at 11 a.m. and you've lost track of your entire day.
Yeah, woke up with a hangover. You're just like barely rolling out of bed.
I can totally picture that, actually. That's funny.
But like, there's something about it because whenever you hear that, you just know that there's gonna be some stupid hijinks that happen. The Steiner's on screen. And then the Zorn and Thorn kind of theme that they play for I think Zorn Thorn, I think the Black Waltzes too.
Hmm.
Where it's like it's a little goofy, but there's like undertones of this like sinister. I like a lot.
I do like Jesters of the Moon. What? What, Gabe?
I just angled sperm that in my head.
Clowns of the ass.
Yeah.
I
All right.
just broke.
Well, thank you all for coming out and listening to our podcast.
Tim.
Oh man, Tim.
There he goes.
Yep. Sometimes you just lose Gabe. He just breaks, and it's usually Ross that breaks him.
I just picture Zorn and Thorn just sleeping on Queen Braun. She like lays on her stomach and they just
Oh
sleep
no.
on her backside.
You know what's really weird about like Zorn and Thorn? They're like really old, like they're like 80s or 90s or something. Same thing with like Quina. Quina's like the oldest party member, but yeah, I don't know. I could rattle on for eons about random 9 trivia. Yes.
Did everybody go?
Oh no, we're still here.
No, I mean, did everybody like have their turn?
So yeah.
I think
Yeah,
so.
Tim mentioned the world map.
Yeah. Well, I think we know what the real best song of FF9 is now. So don't forget that. Anyway, FF9's great. We could probably even do this again, but most likely need to move on to other things next time. But happy birthday, Final Fantasy 9. You're 25. Uh, we'll never forget you. I'm probably going to play it again soon. I don't need to, but I think I will. I think it's time. Maybe this time I'll use a end game party I don't typically like. Pretty much Amaranth, Dagger, Vivi, and Quina. I could fight the final boss as or something.
I have a question actually. I remember reading that on the PS1 version, if you let the timer reset, like you're on the game that long that the timer resets, you can get Excalibur 2. Does that work?
It does, but the overflow time isn't actually 100 hours. It's like something crazy. Like I think it's like
It's like
a
2
year and a half.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want to leave it on for that long and make sure that you're there within that 12-hour period.
Yeah. I mean, you'll probably just have to like Yeah, I mean, you have to keep it on and like save once a day. Just check it every morning or night or whatever. Just leave it on for a couple of years.
It's like aging a Final Fantasy wine.
I wonder if anyone's done that.
I don't
I
know.
I haven't seen any evidence of it, but surely it exists.
I've only
Surely,
Yes.
read, so
yeah.
Ooh. Have a time lapse of it though. Has anybody done that? Like get a
I don't.
PlayStation and just like leave it on for that long?
I don't think so. I don't think a PlayStation could handle that. PlayStation ones like break so easily now. I've had to replace them every couple years.
Well, I
But
think that would be like a really cool project though. Like you'd have to like I guess like instead of changing discs, you change PlayStations.
it's
yeah, yeah,
essentially that's like the equivalent of a dick tree on 7. You know what I'm talking about?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The thing is like you'd have to do some really good documentation of it to prove that you did what you are claiming.
Yeah,
Like,
especially like in a world of AI too.
yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I'll have to think more on that because that's really interesting. All right, everyone. Have a good night. We'll see you next week.
See
We
ya.
are the Marathoners. See you later.
Take care, everyone.